Yo, what's going on everybody, and welcome to a brand new series that I'm starting for new players of Apex Legends. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hop in the firing range, which should not have a queue, and we're going to go over what the first beginning tips you should know when you are beginning to play Apex Legends as a new, fresh player. Now, of course, if you have no experience in FPS games, then it is going to be a little bit harder for you, but Apex is a game that the more time you put in, the better you get. It's not like Fortnite where you don't play for a week and all of a sudden you got these insane people just building skyscrapers, right? This is a completely different game, and Shroud said himself that this is the best battle royale.
And Apex is still the fucking best BR right now. Still there. Still stands.
They just need a little bit more of a development team, and they need a little bit more help there when it comes to producing content. So we're going to start here. First of all, I'm going to explain myself if you're new here. My name is Kobi. I was former Soar Kobi. I was the team manager for big names in the community such as Daltouche, Jank, Chicken 9 Man, Calamity, and many, many more players. Now, unfortunately, we have split a while ago, but we are all still friends. I am a controller player, and I've had probably about 8 years of experience in FPS. I came from trickshotting in Call of Duty. I did do a little bit of competitive in Call of Duty Ghosts. I also played Halo 2 and Halo 3. I've been playing video games for a while, and I actually have series on my channel where I hire coaches to teach me. So if you want to watch that series, you can just look up Kobe Fiverr coaching videos. First off, starting as a beginner, you're going to want to know which legend fits you the most. Each legend comes with a tactical and a passive and an ultimate. Now, I've been playing this game since it came out. In fact, I was actually the first person to get solo 30 kills, and that is kind of what put me on the map. I had solo 30 kills as a lifeline player, and it got put on a bunch of news pages, and the video did amazing. So my 30 kill game is still on my channel. It's just reacting to my 30 kill game. So I myself was a lifeline main until they destroyed her. I played lifeline, had about 35,000 kills on her on PlayStation. I came from console. I switched over to PC at about season 3. I also played a lot of Pathfinder and Wraith. Those are my 3 go-to legends. At the moment, it's Pathfinder and Wraith. But as a content creator, I do play every single legend. I might play Pathfinder, in a few videos in a row, but you will see me on different legends such as Octane, Bloodhound, Gibraltar, and Ranked, and many other legends. So the first thing you want to find out as a new player is what legend suits you the most. So you can actually go ahead and on the main screen, obviously you won't have every legend unlocked, but you can look at what their passive, tactical, and ultimate is. Bloodhound pretty much red footsteps that can track people if they're nearby. His tactical scans a certain radius, and if there's people in the area, it tells you how many people and shows where they're at. And his ultimate makes it so you can use the tactical quicker, and you are in super fast mode. Gibraltar, he is more of a defensive legend. He has a gun shield, which is really good. It takes about 50 damage. So say somebody's shooting at you, you absorb 50 damage before it even cracks your shield. His tactical is a dome that really helps when it comes to Bangalore alts, or if you're in a sticky situation where there's open field and you need defensive protection. His dome is great. And his ultimate is a defensive bombardment, which is pretty much, it shoots down a bunch of mortar strikes, which is really good in the end game. It does take a little bit for them to go off so people can't avoid it, like Wraith can phase out. Now, Lifeline has been up and down. She's always had a care package as her ultimate, which drops very good stuff. They actually updated it so it dropped like shield cells and syringes. It could drop purple armor. It could drop a lot of really good things. Her drone is really good, especially if you are a team player and your teammates are popping a syringe. You drop your drone and they will heal a lot quicker, obviously. And her passive is when you revive your teammate, you can run freely. They used to have a shield, but it was a little broken. So that's why I always like the lifeline, because the drone helps you out a lot. It instantly gets your health back up while you're popping a battery. Now, Pathfinder, his passive is that you can reduce the cooldown of your zipline gun and, scan the survey beacon. He was the first legend to scan the survey beacon. There's now, I think, 5 or 6 legends that can do so, like Crypto. Of course, he's got a grappling hook as his tactical and a zipline gun as his ult. He is a very fast-paced, aggressive legend. I wouldn't advise going to him yet. Wraith, of course, is a very, very popular legend. Her passive is if there's somebody aiming down sights at you, it will trigger a voice. Her tactical, you can pretty much disappear for about 5 to 10 seconds and get out of a situation. And the portal is her ultimate. Her portal is really good and competitive, and it's really good in public matches as well. She is a very well-used player and competitive. Bangalore is a slept-on legend. Her double time passive is definitely very good. When any bullets even go by you, you sprint double as fast, which can help you get out of situations. Her smoke launcher is very good as well. It turns off all aim assist when you're shooting through smoke as a controller player. So that helps out a lot, especially for you console guys. And she has an ultimate just like Gibraltar, except for hers hits down quicker. And there's more mortar strikes. Caustic, his passive is obviously getting vision through enemies through gas or enemy gas. His tactical is placing 6 gas traps, and his ultimate is a gas grenade itself. Another legend that a lot of people don't like, but also like, he is also fortified. Now, there's a thing in Apex called fortified, where if that legend is fortified, that means the damage that you deal to a different legend is going to be a little less on these legends. Mirage is a very popular legend actually when you're new to the game. His passive is when rezzing people or using a beacon, you completely turn invisible. His tactical shoots out a decoy, and his ultimate is so fun to use because you can bamboozle a lot of people. It shoots out about 6 other Mirages. They all have footsteps, so people don't know which one is you as long as you play it right. Octane gets his health back over time very slowly. His stim makes you go 40% faster for 6 seconds, but it does take a little bit of damage. And then you have a launch pad, which is very fun for trick shots and a little bit more in-depth advanced movements. Watson is another defensive legend who has fences to guard a certain area, and her pylon is used in competitive, or it used to be, when grenades and a lot of stuff like that were thrown. There was a time where you can carry a lot of grenades, and that's when Watson was implemented. Not only does it catch grenades, but it catches a lot of other abilities from legends, so she is another defensive legend. Watson, Caustic, and Gibraltar I'd say are very defensive legends. Crypto is one of those legends where, kind of like Bloodhound, Seer, all 3 of those legends are kind of to find enemies, you know, to see if there's any enemies camping anywhere. So he has his own drone that you can fly around, and EMP, and it actually stuns and does 50 shield damage, which is pretty good. And his drone can actually scan the beacon itself. Now, speaking of Revenant, of course, the death totem, it allows you to go in with about 100 health, and then you get sent back to your totem. Silence is his tactical. It silences all abilities for legends, and when you crouch, you walk a lot faster, and you can climb walls higher. Loba is a legend that is another team player. She drops a loot black market where you can pick 2 things out of there and unlimited ammo. Very good to have a Loba on your team in pubs. Her tactical is somewhat like Pathfinder's. It's a bracelet where you can throw and it teleports you there. There is a little bit of an issue when she puts the bracelet back on. It takes a little bit for your gun to come out. That's why she's not played as much, but she still is a very good legend. Rampart, now she has an insane thing called a Sheila, which is a minigun you can actually put on the vehicles on Olympus. Now, remember, there are 3 maps: Kings Canyon, World's Edge, and Olympus. So on the vehicles, you can actually put Sheila, Gibraltar's dome, gas traps, all the above. Her amped cover is really, really good. It increases the damage while you are on the right side of the cover, and it covers yourself from getting damaged. She's a very defensive legend as well. Horizon is another really good legend. I actually like her. I'd put her in my top 5 for aggressive players. She has a gravity lift, which is kind of like Loba's bracelet and or Pathfinder's grapple. It just lifts you up and you can escape. That's what you need as a legend when you're aggressive. You really need an escape. That's why being Caustic or these other legends are hard. Bangalore has an escape. Wraith, Pathfinder, Horizon. Escapes are really needed when you start to become aggressive. And her Black Hole ultimate is really good, especially with the new update for Fuse, where his knuckle cluster does insane amounts of damage. If you get that black hole and you have a fuse on your team and you shoot grenades in there, that's a lot of damage being done. He actually gets an extra grenade per inventory slot. And of course, his ultimate is a bombardment of fire of a circle. For Valkyrie, she has a missile swarm, which shoots mini rockets at the ground, which is a really good attack. She also has a jetpack, and then Skyward Dive is pretty much getting a balloon anywhere. So it's very good for escaping. Again, a very good team player legend. And the last legend that is brand new is Seer, which you guys, I'm sure of, know about already, because with all these big streamers like Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, Tfue, there's so many new streamers that are coming to Apex and playing willingly, so I'm sure you guys already know about Seer. Now, personally, for me, if I were a new player, I would shoot for, you know, Mirage, Lifeline, Gibraltar, Loba, Bangalore. These are legends that don't really take that much thought to make a good play and to be helpful for your team. Now, if you don't like that certain legend, of course, switch legends. You will find the right legend for you, like I found mine. But as a content creator, we do have to play all legends because that's just how it is, especially when new heirlooms come out. For those that didn't know, there are a certain amount of heirlooms for a certain amount of legends. Not all legends have heirlooms. It takes 500 packs on the dot to get an heirloom. You can't get it before, but you are guaranteed an heirloom every 500 Apex packs. It's EA, so hopefully you found your legend. If you're a defensive player, then Gibraltar, Caustic, and Watson would be your type of legends. If you are a team player, then Lifeline, Loba, Crypto, Seer, Bloodhound, those are all legends that are team players as well. And if you find yourself as a super aggressive player that just wants to, you know, be competitive and push, then Pathfinder and Wraith are obviously the two really aggressive legends. Also, Octane can be aggressive. And you can kind of mix Bloodhound in there as well. And I'll show you my stats on PC. Like I said, I did join around Season 3. I have about 46 or 47,000 kills on PlayStation. A little over 70,000 kills total. My KD on console is about a 5. Now that we have mentioned the legends, and hopefully you have found the legend that you want to use, we are going to go over controller settings that I use. Now, if you play mouse and keyboard, that is a completely different ball game for me. But if you play controller, I am a very simple person. I run 5-4. I don't run ALC settings, advanced look control. A lot of people use that. I am very simple. 5-4, steady, none, small, off. And then I have my menu cursor speed a little bit high so that when you enter an enemy's death box, you can go through and get what you need quicker and pull off armor swaps. But armor swaps are a little bit more advanced, so we're not quite there yet. And the most important part when it comes to Apex Legends, make sure your field of view is higher than 70. Unless you like having 70 field of view, there are people out there. You know who you are. Shout out to you. You absolute beast of a Mirage player. But your field of view is very, very important. I usually have it at 104, 106, 110, sometimes 100. But usually around the 100 to 110 is comfortable for me. Make sure you find a nice comfortable field of view for you. If it's like 85, 90 or 95, 100, it all depends on what you play on. A monitor, a TV, it all depends. Now you're going to want sprint view shake minimal because obviously the more you're running, you kind of want to be able to see around still. Brightness is up to you. Audio is up to you as well. There is one more thing I do want to get into though, and that is in the gameplay tab. If you go to colorblind, some people like it off, but if you like the HCOG sight, the 1x HCOG classic, the dot will be yellow, and it's a lot easier to track your enemies in my opinion when it's yellow, because the red dot just, even though it's a classic red dot, you know, in Call of Duties you have it. Yellow makes it a little bit easier to track your targets in my opinion, but it's all opinions. But if you want to try this out, it is the last one and it could help your gameplay. And when you're learning about the weapon, once you have mastered all the weapons, all the hop ups and what they do, I would recommend putting it to compact so that it doesn't take so much of your screen when looting. You already know what the weapon looks like, what it does, what the weapon is, the attachments, everything like that. This will make it a lot smaller for you, so if there's enemies nearby, it gives you a little bit more room to see. But besides that, those are my settings. This is the intro video to the series for beginners, just going over the legends. My goal for this video is for you to find the legend that you like. There's people that have 100,000 kills on one single legend. Shiv FPS has 100,000 plus on Bangalore, and Term has over 100,000 on Lifeline. I believe there's more people that have 100,000 on other legends as well, which is absolutely insane. But in the next video, if this video does good and you guys genuinely enjoy it and want more, there is going to be a series where we will go into the weapon meta and what weapons are the best to use for beginners and more advanced or intermediate players. And then we can go into strafing, movement, everything like that. But this is just an intro video for the new players that are coming to Apex. I want to give you guys a warm welcome. I hope this video helps you in any way, shape, or form to help you get that confidence to find a legend that fits you the best. Don't let other people pick the legend for you. I mean, in trios, sometimes people will steal your legend and all that. But if you feel that you play the best with a certain legend, I've always learned play that legend. I've learned that in competitive. I've been forced to play Rev in a bunch of different legends in competitive. But whatever you feel most comfortable playing with, even if it's Watson, play that legend because you will be a lot better as a player when you're comfortable on the legend. And then the more you play them, the more advanced you get to know how to use their abilities and little tips and tricks that can help, which the tips and tricks I will get into in the next part of this series if you guys want me to continue this. Hopefully you guys learned something and got a little help from this video. If you did, let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a part 2 talking about weapons, a part 3 talking about movement, strafing, in-game tips and tricks, part 4, whatever you guys want. Let me know down in the comments below. A like on the video would be very much appreciated. And if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys later.